in the Kantar office in the Netherlands to talk about something Ina worked on. Ina is one of our analytics business consultants, which is relevant for the do-it-yourself industry. I think the industry had a great momentum in the COVID period, of course, where a lot of people wanted to work in their houses. But after COVID, we see a decline in sales. I think most of the brands and companies in the do-it-yourself industry see that. On top of that, currently, of course, with the inflation rates, it's even more important as a brand in this industry to stand out and to beat the competition. The key question, of course, is how, and what are the teams and the drivers that you need to pull. Ina, you've done a study on that. Can you give us the details? What is the things that companies need to do?
Should do, yeah. Indeed, I'm quite excited to share with you those insights. So practically, and to cut a long story short, there are two main things that a brand like Hornbach, like Praxis, like Hama out there in the Netherlands could do. The first thing is a bit of a more logical, I would say. So what we found out in our studies that companies, brands who manage to convince their consumers that they fulfill everyday needs and that they have a wide range of products to do that, have the possibility to grow their brand. And I'll turn it a little bit around now, away from the research side to more of a user, consumer side. So if I'm to renovate my house, I pre-order online from the brand that I prefer, then this brand also is the one that I drive to when I have forgotten something.
Which of course happens.
Which happens. So practically, those brands that manage to convey the message in their brand building, in their communication, that hey, we are the ones to be there for you in every step of the way, they're the ones to win when it comes to improving demand power.
Yeah. And you started by saying
two things.
There are two things. So I guess
Yes.
this is already great insight, but
Yeah.
what's the other way then?
Let's say the second one is less of a no-brainer in a way. Also something that we all see rising in terms of trends nowadays. So what we found out is that brands are more trustworthy and actually seen more as experts if they manage to walk the talk. And what that means, of course, nowadays you have all those sustainability, environmental, societal issues that we're all experiencing. Brands that not only say they do something on the topic, but actually do actively also in their communication, in the way they present the products in the store, in the way they treat their employees, their supply chain. So these are the ones that win most. We call that.
Example?
Yeah, an example, for instance, would be I don't know if you've recently bought an electric bulb for your house.
Yes.
And probably you've been confronted with the choice out there, right? I mean, there are nowadays a lot of bulbs. So companies that manage to put more in the foreground, electric bulbs that are LED, that are more environmentally friendly, that have a longer lifespan, that actually price according to the values that they convey, win most. So this is the long story. It's less of a obvious one, but if brands put their money on that card, they will win most.
Cool, great learnings. Then the researcher, I guess, in me, and maybe the researchers who are looking at this video would want to know, how did you do this? Without going into too many details, can you
Yes.
briefly explain something about that?
Here at Kantar we have one really straightforward method, but very, very insightful, to kind of look into people's heads, in people's minds, and how they make their decision making. And the way we decide for or against a brand or a product, it's not a linear one, it's actually a structure. So within milliseconds, probably subconsciously, I am connecting Hama or Hornbach or Praxis with 10 different things. And with this type of research, we're able to actually map those different drivers and to tell you, if you're from one of those companies, how to grow your brand quickest, with the least budget, etc.
Yeah. So should I see it as Kantar having, I don't know, a crystal ball,
Crystal ball.
in the future?
Well, it's more pragmatic than that. Actually, everyone who is doing brand tracking or is doing a brand dip can do something like that. Even if it's a one-time study, we just need associations, perceptions of a brand, and well, equation modeling on top. And practically, we're able to do this very, very quickly.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Ina. I guess if you have a question related to this, please, we're happy to talk you through things. And otherwise.